As a university, we have prided ourselves as a university that trains job creators, not job seekers. So after 61 years of independence, is Sierra Leone a destination for business opportunities? That is the question, and that is what I want us to journey. So we want to look at the opportunities in selected sectors in the economy. I want to look at agriculture. I want to look at the marine sector. I want to look at tourism, mining, and manufacturing sector. The next is, can we delve into the challenges shaping Sierra Leone future, the challenges that we have ahead as a nation. I want to look at leadership. I want to look at insecurity. I want to look at economic stress, food security. And I want to see what kind of reforms can we prefer as a nation. Okay? Then finally, the conclusion. Introduction. Sierra Leone, a tiny West African country bordering Liberia and Guinea, in a region dominated by Nigeria, Ghana, the Ivory Coast, and Senegal. With a population of slightly over 7 million people, Sierra Leone has been plagued by insecurity for many years. It is one of the poorest nations in the world, and it is in a precarious situation. We have post-conflict and post-Ebola viral disease in this country. After gaining independence in 1961, the country descended into a civil war in 1991. The war ravaged Sierra Leone from 1992 to 2002, destroying most of the country's infrastructure and killing 50,000 people, to be precise. Reconstructing activities have dominated the last decade, aided by huge inflows of foreign aid. Agriculture, fishing, mining, tourism, and small-scale industry all have promise into the economy of this country. The majority of the population survives on agriculture and fishing. However, much of this is subsistence farming and artisanal fishing. The primary sources of foreign currency are mineral mining, particularly iron ore, diamond, gold, rutile, ilmenite, bauxite. All these ones are exposed to external shock in case anything happens, like what happened during the Ebola. We have a twin crackdown of this mining industry. So Sierra Leone has advanced into the top half of sub-Saharan index of cases of doing business, improving from 176 out of 185 nations in 2009 to 140 out of 180 in 2014. Sierra Leone is ranked 148 on Doing Business Index for 2017, World Bank report of last year. With a score of 91% for making it easy to start a business, one of 10 parameters used to assess the business climate. One significant accomplishment is the reduction of time it takes to form a limited liability corporation. From the previous years, it will take you 1 year to incorporate a business in this country. Now it has been reduced to only 12 days. On the one hand, political power is gained and maintained through patronage. Politicians gain and keep power by rewarding their supporters with state resources, public jobs, and corporate favors. On the other hand, power has grown increasingly linked to citizens' expectation of service performance. Business review. Sierra Leone has pushed through a slew of legislative strengthening the business climate. However, the track record for implementation and real-world impact is uneven. Sierra Leone's development has advanced significantly over the last few decades, and despite a recent slowdown in growth, sustained economic growth is expected in the next year, with plenty of reasons to be positive about. So it's not all doom. So now we move to the opportunities that are there in the sectors that I've just named. One, the agriculture, which for me is the niche for Sierra Leoneans. If we labor more on mining, that I would say our first life as a nation. Agriculture, we have all the ingredients it takes for us to make a massive push on agriculture. According to reports, this sounds ironical and very interesting. Okay? According to reports from World Bank, United States Department, and all other indexes, they said 80% of the food consumed in the country is imported. Ironically, 75% of the land, arable land, the 5.4 million hectares of rich agricultural land remains uncultivated. Agriculture, which includes, and I go, cattle and forestry, is an important part of the economy. It employs over 2/3 of the workforce and accounts for more than 60% of the GDP, according to the World Bank report. So the nation has created itself and has a suitable agricultural environment, which includes fertile land, adequate rainfall, a temperate temperature, and multiple rivers with great irrigation capacity, all of which might support the production of enough food for local use as well as export. The unemployment of contemporary technology and mechanical equipment in crop production and the processing, preservation of fish catch is one of the primary obstacles facing the agriculture and fishery industry. Exporters or would-be investors, if you have a loud mind for business plan, you can concentrate on seeing how this can benefit by providing labor-saving agricultural equipment, such as tractor. Our people need tractor to till land, power tiller, plow, and harvester. Irrigation is typically possible due to the geography, and rice production can have up to 3 cycles each year. You can harvest within a year 3 times. We have the capacity for that as a nation. As previously stated, land concerns and community opposition have posed significant barriers to direct primary production investment. A good rule is that if a business investment relies on government or other concession for its economic sustainability, it's unlikely to be a good one. Adding value to agriculture and fishing goods is another area in the agricultural industry. We have so many goods that are produced in this country, raw materials that lack packaging. We don't have the technology to package. So you as young people, especially students in the faculty of management, start to think louder. Don't wait to queue the line to go and seek for job. 18 trillion National Agricultural Transformation Strategy, which was promoted in 2019 to 2023, for example, aim at tripling the production of rice 3 times in this country. That is just a projection that government did in 2019. Okay? Forestry and animal protection. To comply with the Maputo Accord, the strategy also intends to boost budgetary allocation to agriculture to 10%. So as an investor, you know the concentration of government is on the agri sector. So you as a business person start to plan around it and see what portion of the idea will really come and complement the efforts of government. Marine sector. The fisheries and marine industry provide tremendous investment prospects. Fish processing, value addition, general infrastructure such as fisheries harbors, landing sites and fish harbor complexes, shrimp fishing, aquaculture, fishing, water transportation and industry fishing, fish water and semi-industrial fishing. All these are opportunity area where we can look at and see how we can fish. Ironically also, Sierra Leone has the largest fishing capacity for us to invest. But what is happening? Because of certain, whatever you call it, conditions or whatever they are, we are told that we lack the ingredients to process our fishes for international markets. That's what we are told. But ironically, the Koreans and the Chinese people are coming to our waters, fishing in our waters, and what are they doing? They package it in the Korean language and whatever, and export it to the international market. What are we doing? These are all questions for us to answer. As students, would-be entrepreneurs, would-be CEOs, which must answer this question. The tourism sector. The tourism industry is one of the world's fastest expanding industries. It generates almost 4 trillion in yearly revenue and accounts for around 10% of global economy worldwide. Given the variety of attraction and activity available to visitors, Sierra Leone is positioned to become a key participant in the global tourism, competing with other prominent tourist hotspots in Africa, such as Gambia and Seychelles. So what are we required here to do? Restoring historical attraction. We have a historical point here in Sierra Leone, where we can develop and restore that historical fact. Restoring the country's image, providing sector-specific training, and addressing concerns like deforestation, desertification, sand mining, encroachment on sensitive regions, inefficient sewage and disposal system, and diminishing animal population are all priorities. Companies and you can invest in construction of resorts, hotels, and restaurants along the stretch of white sand beaches, as well as tourism services like tours, sports, fishing, bird viewing, and hiking. Even in Nigeria, I see students going on the hills to hike. Those are all opportunities that we can translate to a business that can give us money. Sometimes we do this practice, but think as a business person, as an entrepreneur, how can I transform this practice to a business prospect in the country? I'm coming, please. The challenges, which is very important as a nation, I just highlighted a few sectors, but the opportunities that are here. Okay? But if we are not careful, these opportunities are here as a nation, but there are other ingredients that we need as a nation that is